can sideline a guy. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that certain people play through injuries, but if you're gonna lace them up and step on the court in spite of your injuries or then dog, like you get the expectations of gameplay. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's playing through injury. Then don't play.
So you're telling me you're okay with KAT and Josh Hart sitting out due to their injury?
No, I'm not okay with it, but I'm more okay with health. Because all you're gonna do, you're not giving yourself a chance to heal it. So what? You're gonna be playing through injury for the next how long?
But it's called dedication. It's called being
dedication.
A team
don't
player.
Win championships. Dog, it's 450 players in the league. At least 300 of them are dedicated.
Wait, hold on.
At least 300 of them are dedicated. Only 15 people win.
Hold on. Didn't the captain go play through injuries when he had his ankle injury? He came back early and was still playing and
busting, got hurt in this
helping
game
out the team.
And what level of basketball was he playing at when he was on the court playing through injury?
An elite one, because he still was busting people's head wide open when he came back.
Exactly. That's my point, bro. You're missing my point. If you fighting through injury to play on the court and fucking score 8 points sit your ass down. You a net negative.
So you okay with Huckaporty starting?
You're a net negative. What's the difference?
Wow. So you would rather
be
a negative?
What's the difference?
I'm gonna give you an example. You would rather him be
an L with KAT is an L. It's the same thing as an L without KAT. Sit down and heal. Sit down and heal.
So gone are the days of men who are fighting through injury, that are battle tested, trying to prove something.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Yes, that's great. I applaud you. There's two parts of this thing, though. Like, yay, you're playing through injury. That's great. That's great. I love your spirit. But if you can't perform, I'm not going to use the injury as an excuse because you laced them up and stepped on the court.
But then why did you say earlier that he was garbage and what's his excuse? He was like, what's his excuse? What's his excuse?
No, what's his excuse? What's his excuse versus Mitch? Mitch is sitting out with injury. You're playing through injury, but being on the court playing like trash. So you're showing up. You're showing up, but the outcome, bro. We gotta divorce our emotions from outcome. Outcome, bro. Emotions don't win. Yay! You got spirit. That don't win chips.
Is Mitch
the basketball play?
Mitch is not injured.
Mitch is injured, bro. And that's the first. And that's the first lie. And that's the first lie. That's the first lie that coach that Mike Brown told y'all. And y'all and y'all would be on Tibbs' neck for that. But that's the first lie he told y'all. Oh, Mitch wasn't injured. Mitch is injured, obviously.
Obviously, he injured, bro. To me, what I'm saying
obviously.
What I'm saying is, to me,
sitting there lying to us.
It don't matter if he's injured or if it's load management because he's not there. That's the reason why I don't want to talk about Mitch, especially in live streams, like in front of everybody. Man, I don't want to talk about Mitch, man, because he's not here.
Are we live? Let's go.
We live for like last 3 minutes. Oh, we got all of that.
Word?
Yeah, he did that. Not me. I ain't got no control. I got no control.
I like that. But do y'all understand what I'm saying though? This is not even. Take my views and slights against what I feel about KAT out of it. Put any player in that column. Josh, Brunson, this, that, and the other. You play through injury. There's two parts. The first part, I can't question your heart. Cool, you got that heart. You play it through injury. Great. One side. So now you're actually playing. If I'm looking at your gameplay and I'm like, you're hurting the team, and I know it's because you're injured, sit your ass down.
Sense, right?
You're not helping. Your ego is not helping. You're not helping the team. Sit down.
Okay. But it's okay to rush KAT back even though he has an injury, it's not. So you're okay with KAT sitting out probably the next 10 to 15 games till he's 100%.
Bro, this is the beginning of the season. Get to 100%. My whole thing right now is the playoffs, gangster. If you're not healing, if you're playing through injury, you're playing through a quad injury right now. That means it's not healing. You're not giving it a chance to heal. Yes, I would love everybody on the court. I would love everybody playing. But more than that, I want a healthy playoff run. You're not giving yourself a chance to heal by playing through injury that is so bad that it's affecting your gameplay to that level.
So then, how do you tell that to a guy like Josh Hart then? Josh Hart said,
"What are you talking about? How you tell them to that? You tell that the medical staff tells that to you. What are you talking about?
And you don't think that he came back?
You can't play.
You don't think that he do? But you don't think that? Okay, here's another thing. Brunson did it. He came back early. Hart came back early this game.
And how did he perform? That he should have been sitting down. But when Brunson came back early and Brunson was playing through injury, he was still high level Brunson.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. They allowed it because he was high level Brunson. But now 2 games after Hart
because
had his
it wasn't bad
game,
enough. It wasn't bad enough to affect his gameplay detrimentally. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. Joshua went from 14 rebounds to 5.
No.
How was that not a detrimental?
I'm talking about Brunson. Josh and KAT should have been sitting out that game. Period. You can't get me off that square.
Okay.
And you know how? Because their injury, them playing through injury, it was obviously affecting their game to a highly negative degree. You're hurting the team. At one point, do you hang your ego up in helping the team get to a goal? We lost last night. We could have lost without KAT. Now we lost and you played through injury and that was another day you could have healed. And we lost anyway.
But then you don't have Jameson. But this is what I don't understand.
Outcomes.
How is it? No. How is it fair that Jameson can miss with an ankle injury? How come is that what's his name? Excuse me, Albaceli can miss game 3. All these other guys who are supposed to be the bench, they're supposed to step up. They all not there, but then you expect KAT to fall out and allowing only Huckaporty to be the only big we have.
What you mean allowing? Bro,
you just said that KAT is not performing. He shouldn't be on the court. His dedication is to this team, to the name in the front, not the name in the back. So if he see that it's only him and Huckaporty, some point you got to put that weight on your back and say, let's go. I'm going to hurt myself, so be it. You're going to knock me off this court because I'm going to leave it on the court. And even if you looked at the game against Giannis was doing some things that people shouldn't even be doing and getting away with it. So even in his head, he probably was like, yo, I'm mad, but I'm still here. I'm still contributing.
What about the injuries, though?
That's what I'm talking about. He's still playing through it. He needs to be there because you can't trust Ariel all alone. There's nobody else after
what you
that.
Talking about?
Is out.
Yeah, that
Jameson's
other guy.
out.
What's that?
Mitch is out.
Dude. He's all right. He was a dog. Look, hey man, I hear what you're saying, and that's great. And we could trump that all up to like, yeah, you got spirit, but we did we win?
No. But if he wasn't there,
so what if
we would have lost even worse.
So what's losing worse? Losing by 1 point or losing by 20 is a loss. It's an L, brother. It's an L.
So you're telling me
it counts
you
as
were going to go into
now, let's say this. Let's say this. Who you blaming now if that game where he's playing horribly and we lost, that he gets even further injured to where it's even exacerbated?
To me, at that point, I'm okay with it because he put himself in the battle, show that he's not weak.
You don't want a championship. You don't want a championship.
What are you talking about? It's called dedication.
Don't want a championship.
You got to fight through the pain. Hold up. Don't we not remember seeing the SEALs holding the log through sweat and through pain, crying and all of that?
These
and they got to wear it on their shoulders. Hold on. It's the same thing with a championship. You can't get off of the log and ring the bell because you're weak. You got to stay there and help your team. What happened to the fight? This is what New York basketball is about. Step on the court and give it your best without even seeming like you're weak. Your presence not there does not help the team. But if you're there trying to fight through it, you should get not just credit, but you should get an understanding. Yo, he did his best, had a bad game, regardless of injury. I'm not knocking and saying his injury made him play bad. Never said that. I said I'm giving this man credit because everybody
if you
called him
stepping on the
soft.
floor,
Everybody said he's
he is
weak.
soft.
He's not weak. How is
He
he
is
soft if he's
soft.
playing through injury? He's doing more than
That don't
Mitch
mean
right now.
That don't mean you tough. That don't mean you tough.
We
That
going
mean
in
you
circles.
hard. That really mean you hard-headed.
Wow. So my dedication to the team, fighting through my own pain, makes me hard-headed.
Okay, let me tell you something. There's a difference between Klay Thompson ruptures his Achilles or whatever it was on that play, and his father and the coach had to hold him back from trying to get back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he's determined. That's who he is. He's a beast. He wants to get to the court and prove himself and his worth.
No,
look, you don't know what tomorrow brings, bro. That's why you play every game like it's the last.
They stopped him. I understand. It's funny. I understand. I understand where you're at with it, but like, there's a common sense. The player. Let me tell you something. The player should think like that. The people around them should not be thinking like that.
You just said he's soft and he's fighting through injury.
He is soft.
What else does he got to prove?
He is soft.
How is that soft?
And he is soft, bro. Like y'all the one keep throwing around injury. Like that. I honestly think that it's not that bad. That's me. I think that if it was for real that bad, he wouldn't be playing.
He's showing
that's what I think.
Josh Hart is showing more to this team than Mitch is by sitting on the bench. Even, I hate to say this, McBride,
you think Mitch is sitting out?
And understand,
you think Mitch is injured?
Isn't even there. Excuse me?
Mitch is sitting out.
I was just saying, they're showing more heart and dedication to this team by being there. That's all I'm saying.
It's not Mitch's decision right now to be sitting out.
So you... Hold up. So then now you're making an excuse. You're saying it's okay for one person to sit who doesn't have that much of an impact as according to KAT, but KAT needs to sit and rest. I don't understand what your logic is. I understand what you said earlier, but what you're telling me is it's okay for a lesser value player to rest, and it's okay for him to be there. But
what do you mean rest? I personally think that Mitch is injured.
And you don't think KAT's injured?
Mitch ain't injured.
I do not think that KAT is injured. And he does it to me. In my mind, he does this all the time. I don't think that KAT is really injured like that.
He can't prove nothing to you because he's showing dedication with a
bro. I don't see him. I don't see him limping around. I don't see him limping around.
He's having troubles with Kyle Kuzma. Nobody. He couldn't even post him up a drive or set screens because he was in pain.
Relax.
And you're telling me that he's soft.
Gentlemen.
Let's relax.
I got a question. Free Keith, I got a question for you.
What up?
I have a question because you keep saying.
And by the way, salute.
Hello, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Welcome to the chat.
Y'all in crash out mode.
Welcome.
How you doing? I have to ask you. I have to ask you a question because you're going in kind of hard. I need you to explain to me, if you can, why you saying KAT is soft. Just not with anger. No. Don't tell me he's soft. I get it. Don't tell me he's soft. Tell me why you calling him soft.
Because he plays like a 7-foot guard. Because he plays like a 7-foot guard.
This is the NBA in 2025. Everybody's a 7-foot guard.
No.
Everybody's a 7-foot guard. So
whoa.
That's one.
Let's not do that.
Wait. That's one thing. Go. Give me something else.
What you mean? That's
Give me something
one
else.
Thing.
Wait.
That's one thing. That's a thing, right?
He can't defend his position.
You
can't defend his position.
Listen, y'all give him you.
He can't defend the paint or his position.
How is he playing like a 7-foot guard?
Healthy.
I don't see that at all.
Healthy.
He got
come on. The whole reason
he got 3 offensive foul calls on him last night when he was trying to back down in the paint. I've been telling y'all for years, even before KAT got here. What have I been saying about KAT for like the last 5 years, Freezy? When people been trying to trade Randall for like 5 years for KAT, what would I been saying about KAT? And this is year 11, gangster. Y'all expect him to change. Bro,
There's a reason he was brought here, and all the fans is telling me, "Oh, that's our center of the future. That's our center of the future. Oh, we about to trade Mitch. We about to trade." The only reason why injury-prone Mitch is so important to this team is because KAT can't be a center on the other side of the ball.
Mitch been the same player he's been his entire career, and that was before KAT.
What?
Yes.
So I don't know what you're getting.
His win share.
He was there before KAT, and he's the same player he was, and he had the same value to the team that he had before KAT got there. So that makes no sense. That makes zero sense.
What are you talking about?
Zero
Do you understand
whatsoever.
when we picked KAT up, what was the reasoning for picking KAT up? Because Mitch was out with injury. We didn't have a center.
That was the reason for getting KAT?
That's what I was told. That he was here to be our center of the all y'all fans.
I didn't. Well, that
was
all y'all
KAT. All y'all KAT stands.
That wasn't
all
me.
y'all KAT stands. All y'all KAT
I'm not.
stands.
I'm nobody. I those are not the people I stand for. I'm here because I don't. You was going in.
This was the talk on the street. This was the talk on the street.
I wasn't on them streets. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't on them streets. I don't know.
Everybody else here know what I'm talking about.
I feel like you don't have to like. Listen, there's players on every team that somebody does not like. You don't have to like KAT at all. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like his game. But don't tag him with false stuff, because what he's not is soft. The man is not soft.
Everybody he's soft. Other players call him soft. What are y'all talking about?
Because you let him.
Come on, he's soft.
That's a
I'm not
false
talking about
narrative.
Personally. I'm talking about on the court. He's soft.
That's a false narrative.
Okay,
he's
so
a
we don't see him.
Nobody's
all right,
scared of him.
We're gonna agree to disagree. I'm gonna
say this.
Nobody's scared of him.
I'm gonna say this.
He getting paid like a superstar, and y'all give him a pass.
He is a superstar
all the time. He's a superstar.
Let me explain something real quick. Do we not remember when we were playing against Boston and he was driving, having the ball in his hands, and it would slap his hand and his body would go this way, and he's still going up with the opposite hand with the ball, trying to finish the play, miss a layup, and I hear everybody saying
I don't know what you saw in the playoffs. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yo,
I don't get it.
I don't get the.
Y'all saw him play good. Y'all saw him play. Y'all saw him play 2 good games against the Pacers. That is what y'all projecting the whole playoffs.
We had to get to that series, sir.
He was not good.
We had to get. Why you yelling? You're yelling.
We got there.
You're yelling.
And this is my show. This is what I do. This is part of my thing. This is part of my thing. So ride. That's
yelling don't make you right.
Hey, I feel it. This is what it is. It's the passion. I'm sorry. This is my show. This is the skit. This is the skit.
We know, freak it. We know.
Come on.
Respect. But all I'm trying to say
before,
is this.
You talking about the Indiana series, like there wasn't a series before that and a series before that. If he didn't show up in those games, he wouldn't have got there. Like, I don't like to be the person to defend KAT because I'm not the biggest KAT fan. But the things that you're saying just
KAT is trash. I can't wait for him to be off my team. Get this man off my team.
Oh, good God.
Oh my God!
Get him off my team.
All right. So what else we talking about? The free keepers off the
praying for that Giannis trade, but now he looked mad sus now in trying to finagle a Giannis trade. He just lowered his value in that trade. He probably did it on purpose. You're right. That's what soft cats do.
Okay.
He probably did it.
I love how you make an excuse that Mitch is hurt. And it's okay for him to sit out.
What are you talking about? It's okay.
Playing through it,
Mitch is not making $53 million this year.
He's still soft.
Mitch is not a superstar.
But you act like he is. You act like he's better than KAT.
8 points, a whole game. Yo, y'all give this dude such a pass. Who
says I'm giving him a pass? I'm not giving him a pass. You've been giving him a pass. No, I'm telling you, his value
has been a pass.
Okay. What's the drop off? Hold on. What's the drop?
Tell me one negative thing. Tell me one thing. Give one piece of blame. What about the dumb fouls? What about what?
He picks up a ton of silly fouls.
Even if you look at the truck, let's talk about the Bucks game.
Hold on. I'm not doing that.
Let's talk about the Bucks game.
I'm not going to do that.
Can I use the Bucks game as an example?
How you just turn around and push somebody? Silliness. Silly foul.
Can I use the Bucks? Can I use the Bucks game as an example? Giannis comes down and runs right.
Cowboy Bob froze. Mitch got him.
No. I'm here. My bodega Wi-Fi ain't gonna work flat out right now. This is what I'm trying to say. Giannis comes down and bumps right through OG. Both his feet are set, and they call a foul on OG. Cool. KAT comes in. He does the same exact thing. He don't even get all the way up in the air. He just gives the guy a tight bump. I forgot the white dude that was hitting his threes. Gave him a tap bump. Beep. Immediate foul. So again,
but he not Giannis, bro. You know Giannis.
I'm not trying to say that. What I'm simply trying to say is you're saying that he's doing this, he's doing that. He's still contributing on the court to give us an edge to win. You still have to play against him, whether he's injured or not. Even if you don't agree with him, his value is on the court. And the drop off without KAT, we're not winning a lot of games. We cannot rely on Brunson because they're going to end up doing traps to set Brunson off like they did with Miami. They're going to be doing 2-3 setup traps. We're not even going to get the ball across court, even though we have Bridges. There's a lot of things that's going to happen. So KAT's value, because he's here, and even though Mitch isn't there, we're still able to be here without Mitch. That's my point.
I agree.
So why are you saying he's not? I agree. You should be giving him respect because he's going through growing pains and he's doing the things that
growing pains.
And we can I won't call it growing pains, but you can obviously.
This is what I'm talking about. Excuses. Y'all give this man so much excuses.
I'm not giving him excuses.
I'd never made.
But you can obviously see that man is hurt.
Now it's growing pains.
I didn't say nothing about growing pains. I said it's not growing pains, but I am saying
it's growing
that
pains for him because he don't understand.
It's
growing pains for Keith because he don't understand that the drop off from our guy, freaking KAT, there's nobody else. You have nobody else. So you're telling me you're willing to be basically lose the next 10, 20 games until KAT's fully healthy. You're okay with that?
See,
I don't know. We don't know if it'll take 20 games.
He's not helping.
Because the only big we have is
20 games if he doesn't sit and rest. It'll take 20 games if he doesn't sit and rest.
I don't think they want to sit him because we don't have Mitch, but I think they should sit him because I think they should sit him. I don't think he should play. It's not because I think he's soft. It's because I think he's trying to tough it out and play through injury, and he shouldn't.
If you're trying to tough it out, and you come in out of games a net negative, then stop trying to tough it out.
I agree.
But he's soft because he ain't toughing it out.
Listen, you're never going to change his mind. I mean,
If I could just get a second, I just want to jump in and say something. The toughness thing is not even a realistic thing. It's really a red herring, right? It's like when you have your both hands and you like tell a kid, hey, I got a ball in one of these hands. Which one is it? When you know you have the ball in neither hand, but you distract the people in the conversation with that red herring, right? Free Keith knows what a red herring is. The red herring is KAT is soft, right? But when we saw other NBA players jump in Mitchell Robinson's face, you know who came to his rescue?
KAT.
Karl-Anthony Towns.
But he's soft though.
Wait. Let me finish my thing.
Oh, word! Just like
hold on.
Like Frank pushed LeBron.
Wait,
Frank pushed LeBron.
Actually occurred. One dude legit got trolled on Twitter, and as soon as they blew the whistle on the court, he punched Joel Embiid in the mouth. And the other dude fell on the ground and got his ankle twisted and missed about a year in basketball. Can y'all guess which one is which? KAT is the one that punched Joel Embiid in the mouth after getting trolled on Twitter. And that's not even a basketball thing. He said it's on site. As soon as he saw Joel Embiid, he punched him in the mouth. Mitchell Robinson, who I love, by the way, fell on the ground and got his ankle twisted by KAT and wound up missing the rest of that series and a bunch of the next season. Right now, I'm mad at Mitch for that because Mitch should have put his hands on Joel Embiid. I'm still
on the floor,
right? Here's my third point. Here's my third thing. How do you say somebody that's in the top 5 and rebounding every year is soft
I say that he's 7 feet. I say that he's 7 feet. Like that dude ain't manning nobody down for rebounds. He's getting 7-footer rebounds.
Bro, all I'm saying is give both of these dudes credit.
I don't think he'd be watching basketball. I really don't.
Why can't we just give both? I
just don't think he watched basketball.
Since I watch way more basketball.
I don't think you watch basketball. I just don't.
Okay.
Because to get your point across, you just shelling out a bunch of false narratives, and that's not fair to nobody.
False narrative?
What you just said was a false narrative. Everything you just said right now wasn't true. You saying he only getting rebounds because he's 7 feet and they coming right to him, like he don't be out there trying to hustle for them. But stop.
Come on, man.
Stop. Yeah, like that's it. You don't have to like them, but just creating stuff just to do it is just you ruining your own credibility right now. Because like I said, I'm not the biggest KAT fan in here, but you're not gonna dog him like that. Don't lie on him, man. You're lying on him.
He do dog KAT. Bro.
You dogging him and lying on him, and it's fine not to like him. You can in your own right think the man is soft, but what you doing now is not you lying on him.
He's free. I'm lying on him. He's free.
You are.
I wish I was a guard in this league because, like, I see guards doing stuff, taking it to KAT in ways that they would not even think about taking it to Mitch. And Mitch is not a superstar. KAT
Mitch is a better
absolutely
defender.
No fear.
Mitch is a better defender
for a 7-footer who is supposed to be a superstar.
What are you talking about?
He brings no fear to the court. No fear.
Okay.
Somebody say I'm lying. Somebody say I'm lying.
I already said it.
Okay, so
I did.
So wait a minute. So you
already said it.
So
nobody's scared of KAT, and they should be if he's so big. If he's a 7-footer, that's so nice. When I say KAT or Joker, you definitely thinking Joker. Even though KAT plays well against Joker, you still thinking Joker. Why? Because he's way more imposing. Oh my God. For everything.
No, I'm asking a question. What do you mean?
Better in basketball. Better in basketball.
Joker is better in their position. I was asking a legit question. I wasn't sure what you were saying.
KAT plays very well against Joker. Normally, very well.
But you know what? You don't even think about average. We don't think about that. Probably one of the 3 best players in the league. Like, what's your point? Like you're missing my point altogether. And it's not
I said Joker. I said KAT plays very well. Listen for a second. KAT plays very well against Joker. He plays very well.
I heard that part
against Joker. But even in that very not even nuanced fact. That's fact. You think about the 2 players, and then you're immediately thinking Joker.
Right, but
it's
what's your
point? A better basketball player.
You immediately thinking Joker.
He's more imposing.
In what way? In getting the ball in the hole?
No, his defensive rating is way worse than KAT, bro.
Right, he don't play no defense. Like, what are you talking about?
KAT is a better 3-ball shooter.
But he has a whole different impression by dudes.
On who?
You know what I'm saying?
People still attack the rim when he's in the game.
Can I just say one thing about that Jokic, though? KAT last playoffs put up similar numbers to Jokic and shot the 3-ball better than Jokic did. And he's one of the top 3 best players in the league. But yet still, for some reason, you're saying KAT is not worthy. He's soft.
I didn't. What? Maybe Freezy was listening to me. Maybe Freezy was listening to me. Maybe Freezy was listening to what I said. What did I say? What did I say that KAT plays against Joker? What did I say?
I'm just saying I don't want to talk about this no more, bro. I already heard it.
Yep, we're good.
Like, I already understand your point. I know what your point is. I know what your point is. Your point is not.
Yo, that man makes the most money on this team. He makes superstar money. I demand superstar production. 8 points in a game. 8 points in a game where we lost by 10. Unacceptable. And you shouldn't accept it either. If you on the court, play ball. If you too hurt to work, sit your ass down.
Right. Duly noted. We understand all the points, right? The thing is, I just want to say to everybody, so the premise of the show was not for Free Keith to go off defending Mitch, right? The premise of the joint was for us to talk about all the Knicks as deep as we thought. or
let's get back on track. My fault.
Or just paper tough, right? And so we kind of dabbled in it a little bit, right?
Okay.
A little bit. One of the things, though, I think we should mention is that the Knicks are off to a shaky start, and a lot of the frustration with Knicks fans is the Knicks are off to a shaky start, and we can't point to a specific reason why the Knicks are off to a shaky start. Like if we point at injuries, then what about the 3-point shooting? And then what about the defense? And all these different things. Like, is it Mike Brown's system that has guys out now? Is it? It could be one of a bunch of things. And I kind of wanted to get y'all's opinion on what y'all think. All the Knicks just paper tough? Is that what it is?
I was gonna say yes to paper tough because to me, if we had depth or if we were deep, that means we would have a solid bench and they would be able to pick up to where our leaders can just lead and not have to do double work because now we're expecting more work from the leadership. The bench isn't really giving us any real good depth outside of Kolick, maybe even Clarkson. But outside of that, we have no real depth on the bench to actually take over and lead and assist when we trying to bring in someone off the bench. Hart, okay, I don't really consider him a bench player because he's not offensively driven. He'll help us with the rebounding game. We're still good with rebounds. Our 3-pointers went up, but we're missing our shots. So to be honest with you, I think we're paper tough because there's no, for us to be strong or have depth, there has to be some form of consistency. And the only consistency we have is inconsistency. So that's my point. I think we're paper tough right now after 4 games. It could change, but right now after 4 games, I think that.
All right, Sarby, what you think?
I think that we don't have a large enough sample size to answer that question.
Okay.
I think that is way too early in the season for that.
Right.
You can't tell whether or not our bench is going to be good because like the rest of our players, we playing with a new coach and a new system.
Right.
So we can't say that they paper tough when they put up 71 points in the first half yesterday, which is impressive as hell.
Very.
You just got to figure out how to sustain that.
Right.
Like I went off the deep end when they lost yesterday. So I'm glad I had nobody to talk to because it wouldn't have been pretty. It wouldn't have been pretty. But when you wake up in the morning, you realize that, you know what? We asked for this. We asked for a new coach. We asked for a new system. We got more players on our bench. Everybody has to learn how to gel together. And we are not healthy. We were lucky for the last 2 seasons that we didn't have any injuries really starting our season out, with the exception of Mitch last year. So this year we're dealing with a little bit, a little bit of adversity. We don't have our whole team. We got people out hurt. Deuce, who everybody was flaming before the season start, is a huge part of what Mike Brown is doing with this team. And you could see that just in these last 2 games that he wasn't here.
Right.
There's no stability coming off the bench. It's okay to have new players, but these new players don't know our old players. These new players don't know Mike Brown's system. So where Mike Brown's system failed and our old players could pick up and run together because they know each other, these new players don't know nobody they on the court with. So they just trying to fill it out. When you get Deuce coming off the bench, you got somebody coming off the bench who know everybody that he playing with. He brings stability to the court. He's maybe our second, third best defender. So for everybody that was flaming him, y'all owe that man an apology because he is a huge part of what Mike Brown is doing. And he is sorely missed. And you saw that in these last 2 games.
Right.
So like I said, you're going to need about maybe 20 games to actually accurately answer that question because these guys got to gel and they got to learn.
Hey, can I
and
add
it ain't easy.
Can I add one
this
thing?
This is a completely different role from what they was doing last year. Completely different.
I want to add just a little bit to what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I think the role players had no idea what it's like to put on a Knicks jersey.
Nope.
It's one thing when you play internationally and you dunk on Giannis, and that's your one celebration for your country every 10 years. And it's another thing if you play in Salt Lake City, Utah, you know what I'm saying? Or you played in Cleveland or wherever you played at. When you get to the Garden, and everybody has every possession under the microscope. Every possession, every minute, every rotation, everything. there are going to be 100 content creators on every night that you play, criticizing every second of the game you played, every shot. I think that, and when you incorporate that with the other thing that Free Keith said, that we are missing a level, and I agree, everybody, I ain't gonna front. We are missing a level of toughness, and I'm not saying that it's not KAT. I'm saying that the Knicks don't have that guy right now that's going to come in the game and all that little BS bumping Brunson on your way to
right. We don't have a bruiser
type. You know what I'm saying? I think we are missing that type of guy.
Yeah.
And y'all know what I'm talking. That's why the reason why they brought in, what's my guy name, late last year. Remember they signed my guy late last year?
What's his name from Miami?
You know who I'm talking about. I got his face in my head.
Damn it!
But
he was here straight for locker room toughness.
That
straight for locker room toughness.
That and when that other team get on, he like, hey, say something if you want, right? I think we are missing that level. Now, I'm not saying that we need to have PJ Tucker. That's who it is.
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker, right.
And what I mean by that, and because I agree with Tori saying, I agree with Free Keith saying, and I'm not saying that just to be down the middle. This is just how I feel. I feel like legitimately there are things that happen to our players that other teams get away with, and we don't have anybody in there to, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't have a big brother or older cousin type player that'll come, you know what I'm saying? That'll come in there like you foul KAT, they beat straight over to the dude that foul KAT, be threatening to punch him in the neck. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Brunson. I think we are missing that, but at the same time, I don't want to take a finesse player and turn him into that. I want that finesse player that's going to moonwalk into the Hall of Fame to be that finesse player and use those skills that got him on a Hall of Fame path. Because if KAT quit right now, he in the Hall of Fame, right? Period. Right? But I don't need KAT to change and be something else. I need KAT to be KAT. Because his skills on the court is what got him on that trajectory. Right? But to Free Keith point, I would be calling, man, listen, I would be calling my guy Precious right now. Right now, I'd be on the phone with Precious at a minimum.
Yabusele is really making me miss Precious, yo.
I'm telling you, what? You feel me?
And Clarkson is putting on his best Cam Reddish fucking impression, yo. I hate them. I love those pickups when we made them. I hate them now.
I don't know about Yabusele, but I don't hate Clarkson. I don't hate either one of them, but I don't hate Clarkson. He's starting to pick it up. He be all right.
Okay with Clarkson, because to be honest with you, Clarkson wanted to be here, so he knew what he was getting into. That whole thing with putting on a Knicks jersey, to me, when it comes to him, I don't see it. He wanted to come here, he wanted to play. But when you're talking about Yabusele, I was like, I don't know who he was outside of that dunk on LeBron. And to be honest with you, the only problem I think that we didn't sign Precious was because we couldn't afford him. So to me, I think that the honesty that we should have got this year, instead of getting Yabusele, I keep saying a guy like Zach Collins. I've been saying that for years.
Wait, you said we couldn't afford Precious? I'm going to cut you off.
We couldn't afford, we couldn't afford. He just got cut. He's literally not playing for no team.
Oh, that's not what he said?
No, he said that we couldn't afford Precious.
Oh, okay.
Precious would have played for the same
money
bread
that we needed.
He would have played for the same bread. The dude just got cut from the team he went out.
He wanted more money.
But the vet minimum is greater than 140,000. That's why we can't afford Precious. Mm-hmm. So even a prorated vet man, we can't.
Now we could have given him. We could have given him Yabusele's money.
Yeah,
I mean,
we could have gave. I'm sorry.
We could have afforded Precious.
I mean, I guess they thought they was getting better. I don't know.
Nah, Yabusele. I was excited for the Yabusele and the Clarkson pickups, to tell you the truth. But what I didn't know what was going to happen was, y'all understand, Yabusele is now currently 283 pounds. That man picked up 25 pounds over the offseason. He's been playing basketball all offseason.
Oh, he was out there just eating the pastries.
He's a fat ass. He's a fat ass now. Like this is why you're not getting that production that you saw on the Sixers that he broke out with.
I know nothing about Yabusele. Like I
bro, and you don't need to. Like, until he lose that weight, he's not going to be effective. The dude is a fat ass.
Were y'all not surprised he didn't play Jemison last night? I was shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I thought he would get some time.
I was shocked, bro.
And might as well. And why not? We losing anyway. Just play the dude. And to tell you the truth, I think again, agreeing with the sister, it's only game 4. It's not my contention that things. I'm always under the impression that like whatever you see now, it'll get incrementally better as we go along. Cool. But the pattern of things generally is what gets solidified. I feel like can any of y'all besides like running up and down faster, what's the difference between Mike Brown and Tibbs right now?
Different. The fact that we're getting
because I feel like he needs to get some smoke.
I was just gonna say the only difference is
that smoke for a nice little sample size. I'm not going to hit it with some smoke. That's the 4 games.
Okay.
I ain't doing it.
I'm gonna say okay.
I just don't feel a need to do that now.
But
we didn't need Mitch to win this last game. You know why we lost in the second half? Because Bucks adjusted and we didn't. The same things that people hated Tibbs for. We made no adjustments.
Only thing I was going to say,
besides different people in the roster, there was no gameplay adjustment. There was minimal play calling.
I see your point.
I was told that Mike was going to be different.
Yeah. I see your point, but to give Mike credit, the fact is he's allowing the players to shoot the 3 when they have the opportunity, as opposed to Tibbs wanting them to be more active on driving range. And on top of that, he's actually allowing the younger guys to play. For example, Tyler Kolek. We ain't seen nothing of Tyler Kolek, but I've seen Tyler Kolek even in game 2, his defense, knocking balls out of play, working his way to get more minutes. That's some of the things that he has done differently. But overall, I do see your point because the defense is still there as number 1. The rebounding is still key like it was with Tibbs. But outside of that, we're still relying on our top-heavy offense and our starting 5. But I see what you're saying. But at the same time,
I don't see a material difference.
But that's only after 4 games. And I have to say, I think Miss B is right. We have to give it more because it could work better.
Is the pattern going to change?
The open threes that we are missing, when it starts to click, I think that it'll be a different system and you'll start to see the change. That's the only thing that I'm saying. So for me, the defense is still there, but the offense with the 3s and the young players coming up, working their way in, I think is good. That's the difference I see.
Ranked 3rd in defense now, right?
121 points. The defense really isn't there, bro. But I hear what you're saying.
They're still giving up a lot of wide open 3s. That has not changed. That is something.
But you know what? That seems to be a Knicks thing because that's been going on for years now.
That's what I'm saying.
Not literal years. Like across coaches. We literally like the Knicks team seem like they allergic to guarding 3s. I don't understand it, but whatever. But I agree with you saying though, Bob. Like I actually like the increased number of 3s, and I do think that as the season progresses, we're gonna get better with those. If that's the mode of operandus, fine. I dig that. But to me, in terms of a material difference, like Brunson played, and Mikal has been playing these games like a minute or 2 less than Tibbs averaged them. Same amount of playing time. I'm struggling to see, and again, it's only 4 games, but to me, this is the pattern that you're establishing. What's going on? And do we give him the same amount of smoke?
The defense is
not lesser minutes, not bringing up the ball as much, and he's way more efficient right now. I'm not saying I know it's a small.
It's almost the same amount of minutes.
But in these 4 games, his efficiency went up, his ball handling went down, and he's being way more better in the scoring and the shot selection. If you really want to be serious, he was doing his thing up until he fell in the 3rd quarter, I think it was, or the 4th, and he grabbed his leg, and then he came back in, and you saw his next 2 shots. One was an air ball, then the other one was bad. What did Brunson do? Head down, got to the basket. He's making better shot selections, and he's doing better with the ball in the half court because that's his specialties. So, again, small sample size, but you can see the difference in how well Brunson, Kolek is playing. That's why I say I grade everything on a game-to-game basis. That's why I went off for these 4 games, and I'm telling you, what's
Hey,
off
Cowboy
I
Bob, just
see.
real quick, I just want to do. I just did a
But
fact
go ahead.
check. Just a fact check. Defense. The defense is questionable. Defense thing is worse. It's kind of questionable because the Knicks are second in the NBA in points allowed. Now, I'm not saying either person was wrong. What I'm saying is because defense is relative, because it doesn't matter if you lose 110 to 85, you still lost by 25. Right? Or if you win 125 to 100, it looks like your defense was unstoppable, right? So just pointing out the fact that the Knicks are second in the NBA in points allowed.
And we're 20
all against playoff teams.
Yeah. And I think we're 25th in offense. So, yeah, there's a lot of work we got to do.
The offense
and
part,
they still missing tons of open shots. It's not like they're not getting open shots. They're just not hitting them. So they're getting great looks at the basket. So, I mean, they're going to have to get through their shooting woes because that's what's killing them. But I still feel like they're taking too many threes. We don't have snipers. There's no Steph Curry on this team.
But understand the offense that you're seeing crafted is very much Golden State like.
I get it. I know.
But what I'm saying is
but the problem is Brunson don't have a Clay. KAT is supposed to be Brunson's Clay. And he's not.
It's not. That's the opportunities that he's not given. For example, when we have a person who can set a screen high enough to where they can rotate correctly, that's not KAT. Because here's the thing: we've seen the last few games, KAT doing high screen and roll. It's not giving him his 3-point shot because he's taking 28 footers. We need to find a way to where we can do a pick and roll where KAT can roll into rotation, because the second they do the roll, they ease off of Brunson and then they bring up another defender and have a slider man come over and help. So they already see that pick and roll with KAT isn't gonna work. That's why when I hate to use this, another person, OG.
KAT's not a roll man.
I know, but what I'm saying is if we had OG set up the screen,
you're not gonna have KAT in the pick and roll.
We've seen him. What I'm saying is we've seen
Mitch Robinson is a roll man. When you see Mitch set the screen, you don't see Mitch set up above the 3 to shoot. Mitch usually goes to the rim. Okay, I'm just pointing that out. So
it's a pick and pop. It's a pick and pop. I gotta stop saying pick and roll. When he sets the screen, he can go. He can't just slide off to the side and try to pick up the 3, because what they'll do is they'll put the man in the passing lane. That's what I was trying to say. So we can't use KAT as the top of the key screener. If we use OG, he can slide off in the back and maybe get spacing to where he can pull the 3s on the corner. That's what I was trying to say. But we need to find a way to get KAT more involved in the 3-pointers. And we're also mentioning another top shooter in McBride. McBride, last 2 games, I'm not saying he's a perfect shooter, but I think 36 or 38% is a contribution, because like I've been saying, when Clarkson gets to the rack and he's driving, he kicks out to Shamet, he can kick out to McBride. But when you're doing that and he's doing his drives, he can only kick out to Shamet, and they're just going to pressure Shamet. So the shots that we are getting is still available, but it's still being pressured with, I hate to say it, 1 or 2 less 3-point shooters in both KAT and McBride not being there. That's the woes we're having with our 3s. Because if they were getting the looks like OG got 14 shots, 12 of them were 3s. If we had split some of those with McBride and KAT, I think our 3-pointers would be a lot more efficient, as opposed to KAT taking a 28 3-pointer. He's not Steph. He should be taking it closer, hitting it in the spots in his comfort zone.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's on ball strategy. Free Keith, did you have hey man, dog, please, you got to make me a promise, bro. Can we have like one segment without talking about Mitch?
We just did.
Okay. Can we have another one?
Sure. Just make sure it's not a Mitch conversation.
Okay, so the reason why I asked is because it's early. Like what Tori B said, in my opinion, is absolutely right. Because while y'all was speaking, generally I get off the screen and just, just like look at stuff and fact check stuff just to make sure that, that we all have the data that we need to support our arguments, whatever. Right now, as we speak, Oklahoma City, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Pistons, the Pacers, and the Hawks all shoot around the same from 3 right now. That's the group the Knicks are in. Somewhere between 28% and 33%. So it looks like most of the playoff teams, like the teams that had long playoff runs last year, they struggling from 3 right now. I don't know if that's the culprit, but what I could say is, as a fact, Atlanta, Indiana, New York, Detroit, Boston, Memphis, which is nobody, the Lakers, really nobody, Pelicans, Orlando, Oklahoma City, they're all in the bottom third in the NBA right now in 3-point shooting. And so what I would say to a Knicks fan that heard that fact, I say, I don't have a strategy for fixing their percentage, but I would say, man, calm down, relax, right? Because Oklahoma City is not going to finish in the lottery. Indiana is probably not going to finish, and neither are the Knicks. I think it's just going to take some time. And one other thing I want to point out is the depth that we thought was quality. We might have to reconsider that conversation. And I think it starts with Clarkson, but he's starting to warm up. But Yabusele at times is looking
bro, he looks unplayable.
He looks a beat slow, bro.
That's the weight.
Not that his heart ain't in it. I'm not saying his heart's not in it, because he's trying hard.
It's the weight. It's the weight. Man. That's the extra baggage he's got. I don't even understand. This man been playing basketball all summer. He literally in 3 weeks he gained 25 pounds, gangster.
I don't know, bro. That's so crazy.
That dude got he got a BBL.
Yeah. Hey,
oh.
Man. Yeah, that's
I call him BBL Yelly.
BBL Yelly.
That is Wanda from In Living Color.
I still don't even. We still don't even know the potential.
Yes.
Yeah.
We still don't even know the potential of our bench and Packham and Jameson and anybody else. Like, all we know is Clarkson, Shamit, and
what's his name? Is
you won't let Packham. You won't let Daddy A go.
He's on our team. Why not play him?
Is Jameson on the 2-way?
You just said
yes.
If you can't do it, next man up. Did you not say that?
Facts.
And you don't care about wins as long as you want to court playing your healthiest. And
no,
if we got to use someone else,
wins.
use them.
I do care about wins, but if your participation isn't going to be a positive towards the win, yo, man, F your feelings, bro. Sit down.
So then
that's
you should
my
be
point.
Playing.
Team above person. Team above person.
And with that being said, our depth isn't there because at the same time, we're not using our entire bench to get a fair valuation of said bench. We're not using all these players.
But hey, Cowboy Bob, I think what he's saying is goal, organization, then you have teams in the organization, and then you have people on the team, right? It's so many layers to it that you got to think like beyond me. I got to think beyond me and consider others in this environment I'm in. Right? Like, it's not just about this 2026 team. It's about this starving fan base that's been wanting a championship for so long.
And we right there.
Right. So I feel you when you say that, like, you got to kind of set aside your personal feeling for the greater overall good, which is the goal. The goal is the most important thing. Because if you ask Knicks fans what they want this year, the first thing they'll say is the goal. You're not going to mention Brunson making an all-star team, right? They ain't going to be like, yo, the Knicks need 3 all-stars. Nah, they're going to be like, yo, we need to win a championship. That's the goal. So you have to have the goal here, then the organization, right? Then the team, because there'll be different groups underneath the organizational umbrella, right? You like your training staff, your front office, your roster, your coaches and all that, and then the individuals, right? So to his point with KAT, I'm not going to say KAT is making a selfish decision. I don't know. To me, it sounds like the opposite. Like he's making a selfless decision because he knows that the Knicks, the one guy who I think those two, as much as we fight over those 2 dudes, I think those 2 dudes really like each other, right? But he knows that Huck Porty is not ready, and it's not nothing against Huck Porty, but everybody's been young. How many people in the chat have been young and made dumb mistakes or needed some time to grow? right? I would venture to say half the chat has been young and needed some time to grow into a certain thing that they were expected to do, right? And so that's the thing with Hug Porty. When I say he's not ready, I'm not saying he's not ready to be an NBA player. What I'm saying is he's not ready to be a starting center for an NBA team that's striving for an NBA championship. Not even in the short term, right? Because all these losses pile up. And then when the guys get back healthy, they're going to have to pick this thing up out of the mud and stress themselves more and play even harder to make up for those L's that they took early on. And I think that might be part of our mindset. But I ain't want to take over. You got it, bro. My bad.
Nah, I feel that we need to play the bench to find out what we actually have as far as value, because the overall goal is to win, and for us to win, we need depth, and we still haven't seen what this bench is actually built of yet. Like I haven't seen them. I've seen them come back in spurts, maybe 2-3 minutes here, but we need to get it in the third quarter when we're resting our stars. They need to step up, and I think that's the challenge. That's why I said I think we need to use the entire bench so we could build up early. This is only game 4 to where when, like you said, we need to pick it up out of the mud. These guys have the experience through the negatives to where they know how to build. Because to me, in practice, you can't get an L. Practice, you just beat, whistles over. But you get an L, you learn so much more because it counts on your stats. You learn from the game, you get more pressure, and you can develop better. That's why I say use everybody, especially now that Mitch is out, McBride isn't there. That's why I keep saying use Packham. Find out how Jameson is. Even if they're not ready, at least put them out there to let them see how they are.
If they're not, I disagree. I 110% disagree with that.
Then you don't know the value of our bench.
A championship year. No, you know the value. You practice with them. You know their value. You know whether they're ready or not. I feel like Kolek is playing because Kolek has proven himself to be ready.
Right.
That's why he's playing. Right. It is a championship team. Championship teams don't develop cats on the game time floor. That doesn't happen for championship teams. Bro, give that up. You have to start thinking about this team differently. It's not a development team. We're not building. We're trying to win a chip this year. It's a chip team.
And what did the Spurs do?
No time for on-court development in game time. Your development is practice.
And how did the Spurs do when they were bringing up their guys, resting their bigs, like Tim Duncan, resting Tony Parker, letting the young guys in the fourth quarter get some burn to where when they could use them down in the playoffs? Why not? We can't do the same thing. They still win championships that way.
I agree with you.
Who you gonna rest? Who you resting? Who you resting? What stars you resting to give Dadier extra burn?
I wasn't saying it like that. You said that you need to win now.
You literally just said it.
Wait, hold on. You just said development. It's not a development championship team. I used the team that was developing and winning championships to prove to you that they can do it.
It's not going to happen in game time. For a championship team, your question marks and your maybes aren't going to get developed during game time situations. It's not. That's not. They're going to get developed in practice, and if they're mustard cuts, then you'll see them. Then they'll see them give them a chance in the game time scenario. It's not going to happen in reverse for a championship team. If this was the Knicks of 2 seasons ago, I give that to you. I'll give that to you. But no, not this team. I'm sorry, and that's not
the example. I'm just saying your premise. I think the examples were wrong. Like you can't use Tim Duncan, who was the number 1 pick in the draft, and say that you know what I'm saying, you gave him run and whatever, or the Boston Celtics who had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who were both the number 3 picks in the draft, and then compare them to Tyler Kolek, Hug Porty, and Packham Dadier.
If we had Cooper Flag, he'd be playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he'd be ready.
Because his floor would be legit higher than most of those guys' ceiling, even at his young and advanced age. I understand what you're saying, Cowboy Bob, about because the examples were a great example. But dang, the number 1 pick in the draft.
But they sat him and Parker down, and even though they were hot and everything, they were developing their guys on the bench. That's what I'm saying. He said you can't be a championship team and develop your bench. I just was using the Spurs as an example. They rest those guys, and they still would develop them throughout the season. Because if Tim Duncan played a full season where he didn't get rested, man, he would have been. His stats would have been more.
Let me have that one. Let's just move. Let me have that one because I'm tempted to ask you I was tempted to ask you the name of those players that got developed, and I know you don't know them. Right, so I'm gonna just move on, bro. you don't know them dudes that sat behind. Like if Tim Duncan sat, what's those dudes' name and where are they now?
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The example, I think the premise that you're making, I think is a great premise, and maybe we need to do a show on that. But that example though, dog, I'm like, man,
we're just not in that point on the timeline. That's my feeling on it. We're not in that point on the timeline for game time on court development.
Right. No doubt. I think the one of the things that I wanted to talk to y'all real quick before we get out of here, is if the Knicks bench is not what we thought it was, how long do you think it's going to take? How long before Leon Rose makes a move to shore up the bench? If these signings are not the move, or if these signings are a great move, and then they just need a little seasoning, how long do you think it'll be before Leon Rose makes a move?
All-Star break.
He always makes a mid-season. He always makes a move around that time. Like
2-3 weeks before the All-Star break, he got something in his back pocket and he'll pull the trigger. Yeah, I believe that. Because
I really wish we picked up Westbrook because he's the attitude that I would love to have on this team.
Because also at that time too, you know who's injured and who's available, and it's better to get it then than to try to get it now, and then someone goes down and you stuck with what you got. So I see that being the best bet.
I'm still praying Giannis shakes loose, yo. Come on, Giannis.
We gotta have you and I. We have to have a side conversation about Giannis first before we get on the air because I know you're gonna want to bash my brain out, bro. But I'm gonna disagree with you, and not because of what he is, but because of what he will be in the future. That's the only thing. Like
just get me this chip. Just give me this chip,
and then we'll live with the next 20 years of being trash. I'm with you.
Nah, I need two. Man. I want two.
Leon in his office and his front office are nice. Gone is the day where I fear a move today because a move tomorrow won't be able to be made. Not with this group. Sorry.
I won 2 championships. I've been saying it with Brunson. I think we got 2 out of 3 years. We got a ring. We got 2 rings coming out of 3 years. Once we get that first one, next one will be 2 years after that. I've always said that, and I'm gonna stick by it. I can't just be satisfied with one. Because if I'm gonna suck the next 30 years, I'm gonna talk smack about that. Oh, he too small. He too this. He got us 2 rings.
I don't think we suck in the next 30 years. I definitely think that multiple rings can be in the next 5 years. Even like we'll have multiple rings. I believe, but again, the movements that been made and the way that this team has been managed from the beginning of Leon's tenure to now gives me all the faith. I don't care if we don't have no picks. We coming out of the next draft with picks. I know it. I know it. I know it in my soul. I know it.
Because there's one thing about being smart, and then there's another thing about being cunning. Like being cunning is about risk management, right? Like sometimes, like when you see the jaguar and the alligator, both of them want to eat each other, right? Both of them want to eat each other. You ever saw that, like on Discovery Channel, where the alligator is sitting still? Like, is that a jaguar coming up? Is my lunch coming to me? Is what the alligator is thinking? And then the jaguar's like, man, that thing is still. He don't see me. You know what I'm saying? And like both of them like creeping up on each other. That's what you call cunning, right? Because both of them are weighing the risk, right? The alligator is like, if he jump on my back and I take him in this water, he's soup. But the jaguar is saying, if I jump on his back and he don't make it to that water, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think Leon Rose is in terms of cunning, like legitimately what Free Keith said, like very smart and very cunning at the same time. always thinking about risk management. Like, how can I get the biggest bite, right? Or how can I get the biggest mouthful while taking the smallest bite, basically? You know what I'm saying? Tori B, you got something before we get out of here?
No, I don't. I think it's all been said, and because I agree with a lot of what everybody said. So it's no need to reiterate it.
All right. Hey, Cowboy Bob, you got something before we pass it to Free Keith for the exit? Just something real short? Okay. All right, Free Keith is on you, bro.
Yo, it's only game 4, so just don't take this banter too serious. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just early stage banter. But I tell you what some of the positive things to look at is the fact that, like, yes, our team isn't fully whole right now, and I expect a whole different level of production from a whole, full, and healthy team, which I think that we'll have within the next few games, even. You know what I'm saying? I hope that if it is for real that KAT is playing through injury, that the medical staff and the coaches and coaching staff make him sit. Because again, I'm not the biggest KAT fan, but I understand as we are made up, we need him, we need Mitch, we need Josh, and I'd much prefer to take the early L's, get them fully healthy, than drag them out and them trying to play through injury. But that being said, Yabusele, lose some weight, you fat ass, and let's get back to business.
All right, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for coming through, rocking the spot with us. This was Knicks Freestyle with Free Keith. Peace, y'all.
Thanks for rocking out.